We all have them, those pesky little voices in our heads that whisper doubts and fears. These are automatic negative thoughts, or ants, and they can wreak havoc on our mental well-being. Ants are like uninvited guests who show up unannounced and refuse to leave. They tell us we're not good enough, that we'll fail, or that things will never get better. The problem with ants is that we often believe them without question. We let them dictate our emotions and behaviors, leading to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. These negative thoughts can become self-fulfilling prophecies, holding us back from reaching our full potential. But there's good news. You don't have to let ants control your life. By learning to identify, challenge, and reframe these thoughts, you can take back control of your mind and live a happier, more fulfilling life. The first step is understanding what ants are and how they operate. Once you recognize these negative thought patterns, you can start to develop strategies to combat them. Remember, you have the power to evict these unwelcome guests from your mind and create a more positive and empowering inner dialogue. Ants come in different shapes and sizes, but they all share the same goal: to bring you down. Recognizing these common cognitive distortions is crucial to effectively challenge and neutralize them. One common type is catastrophizing. This ant blows things out of proportion, imagining the worst-case scenario in every situation. For example, you might spill your coffee and immediately think, "This is going to be a horrible day. Everything always goes wrong." Another culprit is overgeneralization. This ant draws sweeping conclusions based on a single event or piece of evidence. For instance, if you receive a negative comment on a project, you might think, "I'm a complete failure. I'm terrible at everything." Personalization is another common distortion where you blame yourself for everything, even things that are outside of your control. For example, if a friend seems distant, you might assume it's your fault and think, "They must be mad at me. I did something wrong." By becoming familiar with these common types of ants, you can start to identify them when they creep into your thoughts. Remember, recognizing these negative thought patterns is the first step towards challenging and reframing them. Now that you know some of the usual suspects, it's time to become an ANT detective. The key is to pay attention to your thoughts and emotions. Ants often operate on autopilot, lurking beneath the surface of our consciousness. Start by noticing how you feel. Do you frequently experience feelings of anxiety, stress, sadness, or self-doubt? These negative emotions can be red flags, signaling the presence of automatic negative thoughts. Next, pay attention to the thoughts that accompany these feelings. What are you telling yourself? Are your thoughts negative, critical, or pessimistic? Are you jumping to conclusions, focusing on the negative, or discounting the positive? Keep a thought journal. Write down your negative thoughts and the situations or triggers that seem to bring them on. This practice can help you identify patterns and gain valuable insights into your thought processes. Remember, recognizing ants requires self-awareness and a willingness to examine your thoughts objectively. Be patient with yourself and don't judge yourself for having negative thoughts. Everyone experiences them. The goal is to simply become more aware of them so you can start to challenge and change them. One of the most effective ways to combat ANTs is to question their validity. Remember, just because you think something doesn't make it true. Ants are often based on distorted thinking patterns and irrational beliefs. When you catch yourself having a negative thought, ask yourself, is there any evidence to support this thought? What are the facts of the situation? What would I say to a friend who had this thought? We tend to be much kinder and more compassionate to others than we are to ourselves. Am I looking at the situation objectively, or am I focusing on the negative? Ants often highlight the negative and ignore the positive. Is this thought helpful or harmful? Is it helping me move towards my goals or holding me back? By challenging the validity of your negative thoughts, you can start to break free from their grip. Remember, you don't have to believe everything you think. So, let's talk about flipping the script. Reframing negative thoughts. Once you've challenged the validity of your negative thoughts, it's time to reframe them. Reframing is a powerful technique that involves looking at the situation from a different perspective and finding a more positive and empowering interpretation. For example, instead of thinking I'm going to fail this presentation, you could reframe it as, I'm well prepared, and my presentation will be a smashing success. Here are some tips for reframing negative thoughts. Focus on the positive. What are some good things about this situation? Look for the lesson, what can I learn from this experience? Practice gratitude. What am I grateful for? Use affirmations. Create positive statements that you can repeat to yourself throughout the day, such as I am capable, I am worthy, or I am strong. Remember, reframing takes practice. Don't get discouraged if you don't get it right away. The more you practice, the easier it will become. Let's talk about some habits for preventing ANTs. While challenging and reframing negative thoughts is essential, it's also vital to build your defenses and prevent ants from taking hold in the first place. Here are some habits that can help you reduce the frequency and intensity of ANTs. First, get 8 hours of sleep. When you're sleep deprived, your brain is more likely to focus on negative thoughts. Second, eat a healthy diet. What you eat can significantly impact your mood and energy levels. Third, exercise regularly. Physical activity releases endorphins, which have mood-boosting effects. Also, studies have shown that spending time in nature can reduce stress and improve mental well-being. Finally, engage in activities you enjoy. Make time for hobbies and activities that bring you joy and fulfillment. By incorporating these healthy habits into your daily routine, you can strengthen your resilience to ants and create a more positive and supportive environment for your mind. Let's talk about the power of mindfulness and gratitude in the battle against ants. Mindfulness and gratitude are potent weapons in the fight against ants. Mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment without judgment. This practice helps you become more aware of your thoughts and feelings without getting swept away by them. Gratitude, on the other hand, involves focusing on the good things in your life. When you cultivate an attitude of gratitude, you shift your attention away from negative thoughts and focus on the positive. Here are some ways to incorporate mindfulness and gratitude into your daily life. Practice mindfulness meditation. Even a few minutes of daily meditation can make a difference. Start a gratitude journal. Write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. Express gratitude to others. Take the time to thank the people in your life. By practicing mindfulness and gratitude, you can train your brain to focus on the present moment and appreciate the good things in your life, making it harder for ants to take root. And listen, you have permission to seek support when you need it. You don't have to fight these automatic negative thoughts alone. Seeking support from friends, family, a coach, or therapist is crucial, especially if you're struggling to manage negative thoughts on your own. Talking to someone you trust about what you're going through can provide a listening ear, validation, and valuable support. Mental health professionals, such as therapists or counselors, can provide evidence-based strategies and techniques to help you manage ANTs effectively. Don't hesitate to reach out for help if you need it. Remember, seeking support is a sign of strength, not weakness. Embrace the journey to a more positive you. Overcoming ants and cultivating a more positive mindset is a journey, not a destination. There will be ups and downs along the way, and it's essential to be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress. Remember, every time you challenge a negative thought, reframe a situation, or practice mindfulness, you're taking a step towards a happier, healthier you. By implementing the strategies and techniques outlined in this video, you can take control of your thoughts, reclaim your power, and create a life filled with positivity, resilience, and joy. You have the power within you to silence those pesky ants and live a life that is true to your values and aspirations. Embrace the journey and never give up on your pursuit of a more positive and fulfilling life.